It is customary on occasions like this one for the speaker of the hour to tell the graduates that you have entered onto a great uncharted sea, steering by the light of your education, sailing on waves caused by your own brilliance, blown by winds caused by social currents throughout the land, and to then conclude that we are all in the same boat. That may be so, but it's leaking under someone's seat. The space to stretch their arms and their souls, the right to breathe, the right to vote, the freedom to choose their friends, to enjoy the sunshine, to ride on the railroad uncursed by color, thinking, dreaming, working as they will in a kingdom of God and love. Thank you.
I get to work with college graduates. I get to work with college students all the time. And the thing that's great about that is the optimism, the grit, the perseverance, the can-do attitude that you all bring to your lives, and the vision you had of a better life, to do this hard thing you've done, to get a college degree, a very rare thing still in the world. Fewer than 7% of the globe's population have college degrees. Even fewer have master's degrees or PhDs. So you're a rarity in this world. And in some ways, I think the world needs you more than ever. There isn't another group of college graduates in America today with whom I'd be more proud and more proud of. So it is an honor for us to work with you and get you to the finish line. I think you all should take a moment, because you didn't get here without a lot of support. There are kids who were patient with you as you had to stay focused on your work, spouses that jumped in and filled in, grandparents who took over for a while. Why don't you give a round of applause? Find your family and friends and everyone who supported you and give them a round of applause wherever they are.
I would like to thank, most and foremost, my family, always being behind me and not letting me down.
I would like to thank all the online community. Everybody's been so supportive. You put a question out and everybody's there to help answer it. Helena Iaquina has been amazing. She's been part of the peer leader program, which I have been a participant in, and my husband has been super supportive. So it's like the saying, it takes a village. Everybody pitches in and helps, and it really makes a difference to help you reach your goals.
I have to say the entire Office of Online Engagement has really been a great support. If I have a question about, I've been involved in the online clubs and different things, so if I have a question about a club or a different opportunity, if I have questions about the Leads Conference, I know that there's staff there that I can contact, and they're always very positive and supportive and very welcoming, and really they work to try to include as many students as the university enrolls.
I would like to thank my fiance. He's definitely my biggest supporter, my biggest cheerleader, my biggest rock, whether it is helping me do laundry or just being there to tell me that it will be worth it. So definitely shout out to him.
Thanking, first of all, my wife for being a great support through me through everything, and secondly to my mom, who's not with us anymore, but she was a professor at a university up north, and she's one of my motivators. And lastly, just my advisor, who's been there every step of the way, kind of helped guiding me in the right direction and being there for me.
I would like to thank my husband. We are notorious for having really late night homework dates at our house, so our dining room table is often covered with books and laptops and coffee and bowls of snacks that we are hanging out and doing work together. Instead of traditional date nights, that's kind of been us for the last couple of years, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's been a lot of fun to work on a degree with somebody who gets it and who is just as supportive as I am of him. And it's just encouraging to watch him grow in his dream and his passion as well.
My family's been really great with kind of giving me the time to kind of work on my homework and still finding time to work with them. I've had my employers have been great, my managers and coworkers have been great and encouraging with giving me the time to go and attend things that are related to school.
There's a few girls that I used to work with at Lawrence General who were going to SNHU when we worked overnights, and I noticed that they were graduating and they were getting their studies done, and I said, that looks like it might work for me as well, because being a single mom working full-time, I don't have a lot of time to be a traditional student in a traditional classroom. And I'd just like to thank Melissa and Dixania, who are SNHU alumni, for leading me into SNHU, because it's just led me to a wonderful education.
I have to also just thank my husband, and he just finished his executive master's. So we were both students for about 18 months of his journey, and he supports me, I support him, and he's as proud of me as I am of him.
It's not one specific individual that I would like to thank, but it's more so a group of individuals that I would like to thank for this opportunity that I have here at Southern New Hampshire University. First being Laura Cordry. She pulled me out of the hallway at the reception and she forced me to network. And all the people that I met that night were staff members, and those became my first friends. So Helena, Aaron, Laura, Tiff Pfeiffer, Jen Kidwell, and Steven, and a ton of others. But these are all some of my closest friends that I have here, and I really appreciate them because even though we don't talk often, they don't miss a birthday, and they're always checking up on me, just making sure that I'm still fighting a good fight towards graduation and pursuing some of my goals.
I want to thank my daughter, Katie Rose, for motivating me to do this, to better our life, and to show her how to persevere through anything. I want to thank my mom and dad for standing by me and encouraging me and always telling me that I could do anything that I put my mind to, no matter what age that you are. And then I would like to thank my husband for all the times that I procrastinated doing homework and I just didn't feel like doing it and that it was too much, for supporting me and helping me and pushing me across the finish line.
I mean, there's a lot of people I want to thank on this journey. Definitely my parents, just for always supporting me, being there, encouraging me, motivating me when I feel like I couldn't go on, when school got a little hard for me, handling school and life together, just having that push from my parents definitely helped. Definitely my advisors, my academic career advisors, helping me figure out which classes to take, which would be the best route for me. First and foremost, definitely God, just always keeping me on that spiritual path, motivating me to keep going.
My name is Brett James Martin. I'm from Attleboro, Massachusetts. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you to my wife, Tessa. People talk about who it is that helps support them and get them to the finish line. Well, you can't get to the finish line if you don't even start. I've been thinking about returning to school for my master's degree for years. And I've been seriously thinking about it for months, debating every single aspect of it. And then one night I finally said to my wife, "Tell me what you think about it. Give me your brutal, honest opinion." Well, she looked at me straight in the eyes and said, "I think you should have done it years ago." I applied to SNHU that night, and well, here I am now. So thank you, babe, for being there from the beginning to the very end. And a quick thank you to our boys who have had quite a bit of patience with Daddy while he's done his homework. Thank you. I love you guys very much.
Hi, my name is Lynn Cariglio from Cheshire, Connecticut, and I'd like to thank my entire family and especially my daughter Casey, my study buddy who is also graduating today, to get me through this whole journey. I love you all. Mwah.
Hi, my name is Cheyenne Blanchard. I just wanted to thank my husband Timothy for helping me along this journey. He has tutored me in math and dried all my tears when I felt like giving up. I also wanted to thank my study buddy, Keanu. And I also wanted to thank my mom, my little brother, my friend Danya, and my two little sisters for supporting in me and believing in me when I didn't myself. And most importantly, I want to thank my advisor, Samantha. She has truly been a gem for me this entire process. Every time we connected, I left feeling refreshed and just ready to tackle the next week. So thank you, everyone, and we did it.
Hi, my name is Casey Whittington, and I'm from Cheshire, Connecticut. And I would like to thank my whole family, as well as my boyfriend, for their support through this adventure through my education, but especially my mom, because she went through the CFA program with me, became my in-house study buddy, and I never would have made it through the program and to the finish line without her.
Hello, my name is Hema Calvo. As I walk across the stage today and accept my diploma, I can't help but think that my family should be walking side by side with me. Mommy, I worked hard to succeed because you showed me what hard work looks like. Babe, you showed me how to take advantage of every opportunity that comes in my path. Brother, through your unconditional love, you gave me confidence. Abby, my baby, you are my motivation and the reason I am here today. Thank you to all my family for all the continued support that they gave me through this process.
Hey everybody, I want to do a quick shout out to my family today that's in the audience, as well as the SNHU community. My journey with SNHU started back in 2011 as an undergrad. I then landed my dream job here on campus in 2015. Here we are in 2019 and I'm about to walk across the stage to receive my master's degree. Another quick shout out to my dad that's here with us today in the audience. He is also a New Hampshire College alum. I am so excited that we now are both alums from a place that I call home. Again, thanks everybody for your support. Roll Penman.
My husband, he has been like so supportive. Like being able to study at night with a newborn was very hard. And, you know, he was there to just support me. Being able to run my catering business with, you know, responsibilities as a parent and as a wife, he was there, you know, when I was in the kitchen by myself, sweating and, you know, just working hard.
So my family knew when Sunday assignments were due, always. That's when mommy really needed to work. I would always rent the study room at the library, and I would bring my daughters with me and they would do their homework at the table while I studied. There were many nights that they had to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for dinner, and that's okay because they still got fed. But they knew that what I was doing was important. They supported it 100%. My husband would take a day off from work if need be, if I had a final coming up, and make it happen for me to get to where I needed to be, because they knew it was important for me and it was something that I was doing for myself, which as a mom, you never do things for yourself. But they recognized it and they were proud of me and supported it.
I have a lot of respect and admiration for the coming graduates, and that's just a great job. We all know how much time it takes to do the discussion board post and all the readings, and how many times you have to go through your papers to make sure that your paper is as good as you want it to be and articulated. So great job on hard work, and hopefully you'll find success in what you've been working towards.
Congratulations, you guys are amazing and rock stars, and you did it, and keep going.
To the graduates of the class of 2019, congratulations, you made it, and keep going, it doesn't stop. Take that same fire and intensity to push you towards your next journey, your next career, and don't ever stop believing in yourself. Some of you may feel that you're too old to pursue and time is winding up, but as long as you stay in the game, you're going to give yourself as much time as needed to complete your goals.
I would like to say to the graduating class of 2019, great job. You guys are awesome. Go out there and get it.
My words of inspiration for the graduating class would be to keep pushing towards your dreams. Sometimes we think that no one sees us as we're working hard, but you never know who's watching you, and you're inspiring them. So as we continue to push towards our goals, we're helping others without even knowing it.
Know your goals, know yourself, and do everything you can every day to make your life better and those around you. And also don't forget SNHU, because that's where you came from, you know, as far as the next step in your journey. And we want to make sure that it's there for your children or whoever's children for down the road.
I think as you start to graduate and you start to come to the end of your degree, just think about the good work that you're going to do with it. Be humble. Don't forget where you've come from. Don't forget what it was like when you were just starting out. Don't be afraid to reach back and help somebody else leverage the different resources that they need to be successful. If you've accomplished something this great, you're in a position to help somebody else. So if you see somebody struggling, you see somebody who is just starting to get into the field for the first time, and you've got the credentials and the credibility, reach out and help them, have coffee with them, offer to help them with a project. But we all succeed together. It's not a competition where one person gets to succeed in an industry and everybody else fails. We succeed if we all succeed together. So reaching out and helping the person next to you or behind you is a really great thing to keep in mind.
To the graduating class of 2019, the advice I want to give is don't just stop here, don't be complacent. And also, you want to go back and see who you can help. The same way you needed help on this journey, there's other people that need your help. So I say the best thing is to see who you can instill life into.
I'm going to share a piece of advice that my dad gave to me when I thought that 34 was too old to go to back to college to get my degree. And I said, 40, that's too old to go back. This is kind of silly to be thinking about this at my age. And he said, you're going to turn 40 regardless, so you can either do it and have your master's degree and crush it, or not. It's completely up to you. So no matter what other people may tell you or what thoughts that you may have in your mind, you can do it. And the time goes by faster than you realize.
Welcome to the 87th commencement of Southern New Hampshire University. Today we will have over 21,000 graduates joining over 120,000 alumni. And while many of those folks will be here today with us in the arena, not everyone can travel here. So those of you who are watching by webcast, congratulations and welcome. We're excited. It's going to be a great day, and we're happy to have everyone, whether they're in the room or watching from afar. So congratulations. Now let's cue the pipe and drums.
Will the graduates of the counseling program please rise? President LeBlanc, distinguished guests, faculty, administration and families, colleagues, and friends. Please join me in welcoming the first graduates of the Clinical Mental Health Counseling Program at Southern New Hampshire University. The faculty are being led in by Dr. Frank Hudspeth, Associate Dean, Graduate Counseling Programs at SNHU's Global Campus. The mission of the Masters in Clinical Mental Health Counseling Program is to empower new generations of counselors by transforming the lives of our students and through them, the lives of the clients and communities they will serve. To achieve this, we deliver innovative, experiential counselor education, create an inclusive environment, and nurture authentic relationships. We recognize that earning a degree in counseling is more than just acquiring a base of knowledge and theories. It is about developing an identity as a healer. The journey from novice to expert counselor takes many years. The completion of a master's degree is an important step in that journey. So today, the faculty and staff of the counseling program at Southern New Hampshire University are proud to present these students who have, by their hard work and perseverance, demonstrated that they are ready to take the next step in their journeys, are well prepared to have a positive impact on the lives of others, and who are grounded in ethical practice that promotes unconditional positive regard and cultural humility toward themselves and their clients. Please join me in welcoming the first graduating class of Southern New Hampshire University's Master of Arts in Clinical Mental Health Counseling Program. Please be seated.
Will the graduates of our business programs please stand? President LeBlanc, distinguished guests, faculty and administration, families, colleagues, and friends, please join me in welcoming the graduates of Southern New Hampshire University's graduate business programs. The faculty are being led by Dr. Mark Hobson, Senior Associate Dean of our business programs at Southern New Hampshire University's Global Campus. These graduates will enter the business world prepared with academic degrees, expertise, and experience in an impressive array of business disciplines and specializations, including accounting, business administration, economics, finance, human resources, marketing, operations management, project management, international business, sports management, organizational leadership, business intelligence, entrepreneurship, forensic accounting, health informatics, healthcare management, and quantitative analysis, just to name a few. Our business graduates have acquired the knowledge, skills, professional dispositions, and competencies they need to succeed in their careers. They will showcase critical reasoning and thinking and embrace complex problems as challenges to be solved. They will leverage creatively and demonstrate cognitive flexibility as agile and responsive organizational human assets. They will lead within their organizations with empathy and high emotional intelligence as they work collaboratively and cooperatively to achieve results. They will communicate with confidence and present effectively to diverse audiences. With these competencies and skills, our business graduates will operate comfortably in an uncertain and volatile global marketplace. They understand how to work with today's technologies and to anticipate and prepare for tomorrow's advances. These graduates will appreciate the significance of their enterprises to their local communities while understanding that all business is global. When they leave this building today, these graduates enter a more complex, dynamic, interconnected, and technology-driven business world than the graduates before them. Through their studies at Southern New Hampshire University and their real-world experiences, they are prepared to succeed in the highly challenging business environments that await them. Studying in face-to-face, hybrid, and online environments, these students have balanced the challenges of career, family, community, and academics to reach this milestone of earning their graduate degrees. In the process, they have acquired the knowledge and skills of their chosen majors and specialties and have developed or enhanced a host of other skills, such as business analytics, digital intelligence, cyber ethics, business and financial acumen, and people management, all of which benefit them both in their careers and personal lives. These graduates will approach their business careers with an open and entrepreneurial mindset. They will work collaboratively and cooperatively. They will be leaders and team players. They will communicate effectively, efficiently, and with confidence, and they will blend the lessons learned from the past with today's technologies to solve the challenges of tomorrow's uncertain future. Our business graduates have come from all over the world to study and learn together in a spirit of cross-cultural diversity, which will be the hallmark of the globalized and interconnected world in which they work and live. They have learned to prepare to be successful in a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. They will truly be citizens of the world, whether they return to work and live in their home communities or venture farther afield to work abroad. Today, these graduates transition from being yesterday's students of business to being today's business professionals and tomorrow's business leaders, innovators, and entrepreneurs. Additionally, please allow me to thank the many faculty, associate deans, advisors, and staff who have contributed to the success of these graduates. Your work will have lifelong positive impact on the lives of these graduates. Thank you. Please join me in congratulating the newest graduates of Southern New Hampshire University's business programs.
Please be seated. Great. Will the graduates of the health programs please rise? Good morning, President LeBlanc, distinguished guests, associate deans, faculty and staff, families, colleagues, and friends. Please join me in welcoming the newest graduates of Southern New Hampshire University's Graduate Health Professions programs. The faculty and deans are being led into the pavilion by Dr. Lynn Ward, Associate Dean. SNHU first launched its health profession programs in 2013. Today, we are very excited to welcome them, our graduate degree recipients who are receiving degrees in healthcare administration, public health, and health information management. As graduates, they will enter into the ever-changing world and dynamic health professions, having been academically prepared to meet the challenges of the 21st century. These challenges include the shifting paradigms in healthcare and health promotion, which range from disease management to a culture of health through prevention, knowledge, and strategies. With the significant changes in the global economy, rapid advancements in technology, and an increasingly diversified population, the needs of patients and clients we serve have shifted, requiring an advanced knowledge and set of skills which these graduates have attained through their programs and authentic learning experiences. These graduates are well prepared to advance the National Quality Strategy, which is a national effort to align public and private sector stakeholders to achieve better health and healthcare for all Americans. It has three broad healthcare aims for our nation: better care through improving overall quality by making healthcare more patient-centered, reliable, accessible, and safe. Healthy people and healthy communities through improving the health of the U.S. population by supporting proven interventions to address behavioral, social, environmental determinants of health, in addition to delivering high-quality care. And affordable care by reducing the cost of quality health care for individuals, families, employers, and government. As the U.S. shifts towards a culture of health, our graduates are highly qualified to meet the needs of our population, using sophisticated technologies to improve the reliability of care, understanding the intersection of finance and quality to provide value-based care, demonstrating a commitment to interdisciplinary collaboration that cultivates a culture promoting patient safety and well-being. Please allow me to pay special tribute to the many faculty and staff, including associate deans, advisors, and family and others who have helped support the graduates in their journeys to receiving their degrees today. Please join me in welcoming the newest graduates of SNHU's Health Profession Graduate Programs. Please be seated.
Will the graduates of the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math programs please rise? President LeBlanc, distinguished guests, faculty, administration, families, colleagues, and friends, please join me in welcoming the newest graduates of Southern New Hampshire University's Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math programs. The faculty are being led by Cheryl Frederick, Associate Dean in the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math programs at Southern New Hampshire University's Global Campus. Enterprises today cannot survive without science, technology, engineering, and math professionals to support business operations. Skilled STEM professionals are needed to run, maintain, and design technology solutions that will support business enterprises. STEM spans across all verticals of a business and relies on people, technology to support day-to-day operations. Information technology professionals must be proficient in the use and implementation of core IT, including hardware, software, databases, networking, internet, security, robotics, you name it. Data scientists must have strong technical abilities, business expertise, and practical applied skills to help organizations in a variety of industries leverage data analytics to innovate practices, products, and processes. Mathematicians serve businesses and industry by providing skills to mathematical and computational tools to advance our understanding of complex real-world problems. Environmental and geoscientists will continually be faced with problem-solving critical issues such as water quality, water quantity, air quality, climate, energy, sustainability, waste management, natural disasters, and weather. Now more than ever before, the world needs environmental and geoscience practitioners equipped with 21st century skills to inform governments, citizens across the globe on best practices for how we manage and sustain our Earth's resources. Our graduates will enter the professional world prepared with degrees, expertise, and experience in an impressive array of science, technology, engineering, and math. These impressive graduates include students from such diverse disciplines as environmental science, geoscience, geospatial technologies, natural resources and conservation, computer science, game programming, math, IT, robotics, data analytics, and cybersecurity. Equipped with the knowledge and skills of their chosen majors and specialties, as well as essential competencies necessary to succeed in their careers, these graduates will continue to drive innovation by thinking critically, seeing problems as challenges to be solved, and working collaboratively to generate solutions to complex technical, scientific, and mathematical problems. They will invent things, research things, analyze things, develop things, build things, and secure things. Their ability to communicate their ideas and solutions will be welcome to the complex business world. When these STEM graduates walk across the stage today, they will enter into a far more complex, fast-paced, integrated, globalized world than any set of graduates before them. The expertise gained through their varying programs of study at SNHU and their real-world experiences will position them to continually adapt and grow, innovating with new ideas to solutions to complex problems. Many of these graduates have managed to successfully complete their studies while supporting a family, being parents, working full-time, and juggling all the other life challenges that they have simultaneously. During this process, they have not only acquired competence in their chosen majors and specialties, but have also developed or enhanced a host of other skills that will help them be successful in both their careers and their personal lives. Critical thinking, problem solving, ethical behavior, grit, and adaptability. Please join me in welcoming the newest graduates of SNHU's Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math programs. Woo! Please be seated.
Will the graduates of our education programs please rise? President LeBlanc, distinguished guests, faculty and administration, families, colleagues, and friends, please join me in welcoming the graduates of Southern New Hampshire University's graduate education programs. The procession today is being led by Dr. Daniel Tanguay, Senior Associate Dean for Graduate Education Programs at SNHU's Global Campus. The students graduating today will become the educational leaders of their respective field, with an attention to global awareness across cultures and geography, and a focus on harnessing positive dispositional traits necessary to challenge their students, colleagues, and communities to become the drivers of educational change. Their education was guided by the necessity to prepare educators to teach in a 21st century context. Educators who completed their respective program and credential requirements have learned to apply local, state, and national standards in designing and implementing transformative learning experiences that are relevant, outcome-driven, and culturally inclusive for all ages, education levels, and learning environments. These educators are prepared to implement positive change within their communities by inspiring learners and by serving as role models and support systems for colleagues. Pretty impressive. They represent many different disciplines and specializations, including curriculum and instruction, higher education administration, dyslexia studies and language-based learning disabilities, educational leadership, special education, reading and literacy development, and educational technology. The students honored here today come from many different walks of life and have made many sacrifices to get to this achievement. They know that the key to changing their lives and the lives of their families is through education. The majority of our students are working adults with families. They studied on nights and weekends while juggling many responsibilities in order to obtain their degrees. They often had doubts they would make it to today. Through their hard work and dedication and support from their families, friends, the staff and administration of SNHU, these students exemplify the best characteristics of perseverance and drive. Please join me in congratulating the newest graduates of SNHU's graduate education programs.
Please be seated.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Gregory Fowler, Global Campus President here at SNHU. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of the families, friends, faculty, staff, and of course, our graduates who are with us here at the arena or watching via live stream. We are all very excited to be here to celebrate with you today. As we are set to begin the formal portion of our program, I ask the audience to kindly silence your cell phones. Thank you very much. I would like to now ask, if you are able, to please rise for the singing of our national anthem, sung this morning by graduating student Fatma Salem Peace.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Paul LeBlanc. I'm president of the university. I really want to see if I can get a better good morning than Greg just got. So let's do that again. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hey, way better. Thank you. Before I do my remarks and welcome and introduce the platform party, today's Mother's Day. And I want to acknowledge not only all the mothers in the room, but also our speaker, Senator Cory Booker. I got to meet his mom, Caroline, who's over here on the side, being a good mom with her son. So thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, and congratulations to all the moms in the room. I have the most fun job of the day because I get to hand out diplomas and shake hands. And I want to personally congratulate you. It's the single best day of the year for all of us who are educators because it's the culmination. And we're joined by so many families, family members, friends, supporters, children, in some cases grandchildren. I'd like the graduates actually to stand up, find your family, and just give them a big round of applause. Let's thank everyone who is part of this journey with us. This year we have graduates from all 50 states and 58 countries in a wide range of cultures and faith traditions. This ceremony today takes place on the ancestral lands of the Abenaki Nation, in a city that was built on the hopes and dreams of immigrants and working people. I'd like us to just take a moment before we begin the program for a moment of silence, of prayer, of contemplation, whatever suits you best, to think about those who came before, those who are here with you today, and those who will follow after you. Let us be present with them in your hearts and in your thoughts as we take a moment. Thank you. Even in a moment of silence, you can hear babies making noises, and it's one of my favorite parts of the ceremony here, because it reminds us of how many parents are in the room graduating today. And when I ask people, why did you do this hard thing, right? You went back for a degree. Maybe it's a degree you started and didn't finish. Maybe you've come back for a graduate degree. But you do this while you're working, while you're doing a military service, while you're a parent. And more often than not, what people say back to me is, I want my kid to be proud of me. I want my child to know his mom was a college graduate. Her dad was a college graduate. It's a very, very powerful motivator. So when I hear kids in the audience, I think this is a good sign. I like them to be loud as they possibly can. Let me introduce the platform party. And I'm going to ask you all to stand up as I announce you either by group or by name, and please remain standing during the introductions. Leading the procession was our mace bearer, James Myers. I love that we have a mace. It feels very Game of Thrones. As does this bling, by the way, in this outfit, come on. Next, representing our Board of Trustees is our trustee, Arthur Sullivan. The academic and executive leadership teams of the university. Our two student speakers. And finally, our honorary degree recipient and commencement speaker today, Senator Cory Booker. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. I grew up in a working class neighborhood in the Boston area. No one I knew when I grew up had gone to college. My own parents had 8th grade educations. My dad was a day laborer, construction. My mom worked in a factory. In fact, all the men in my family worked in construction, and all the women worked in factories or in stores or as housekeepers or raising the kids. College was not something to which we aspired. It wasn't a topic of discussion at our kitchen table. It was something for other people's kids. We weren't terribly poor. We weren't wealthy, but we never went without a meal. The house was never cold, so I don't want to overstate that part of it. But we did lack something in my neighborhood. We lacked a kind of aspiration, right? It wasn't poverty of finance. It was poverty of hope, poverty of dreams. No one was thinking about, is college for me? That question wasn't available to us. We didn't even know we could ask it. Aspiration in my neighborhood was a job that was inside, so you weren't working out in the elements, and it was a job that had a pension. If it was a state job, that was like hitting the lottery, right? You could get a car, you could buy a house maybe at some point. Then in the 6th grade, at a parent-teacher conference, my mother sat down with my 6th grade teacher, Mr. Schlafman, who I adored, and he said, you know, I think Paul could go to college someday. And this hit her like a thunderbolt. She hung on to that conversation till she passed away at age 96. Because all of a sudden, she had a new dream, a dream for me. She didn't know how college worked, she didn't know what it cost, she didn't know what I had to do to get there. But all she could think about is, you could go to college someday. And she said it enough that at some point, that seemed like a possibility to me. She gave me permission, he gave her permission, she gave me permission to dream a bigger dream. And when she eventually saw me walk across the stage, not unlike this one, and certainly not as good a student as everyone here, but good enough to get across the stage, Her joy was limitless. Today, for me, this is a celebration of your aspirations, your hopes, your dreams for you and your kids and your family and your community. And the journey here for many of you has been a long one. This is not an easy thing you've done. There have been detours, I'm sure, stumbles, stops and starts. It takes a long time. But we live in a world of immediate gratification, where we expect the reward to be immediate, the payoff to be immediate. You didn't do that. You bore down, you plugged away, you kept at it, you squeezed us in between all the things that are also demands on your life. Everyone here had a path that was different, but the finish line is the same, the goal is the same, and the thing that no one can ever take away from you is that you are now a college graduate. That you have that undergraduate degree, that graduate degree, that's yours, that's it, you did it. You began in whatever way you may have begun, but you all finished strong, and we're here to celebrate that. So this is a big deal. We forget that having a college degree is not the norm in America. Having a graduate degree is fewer than 10% of Americans. You are all exceptional in that sense. So a great celebration of you and all who got you here on a special day. I'm going to conclude before we move on the program with just a little bit of advice. And I know my staff hears this and he's like, do you really have to do this every year? And you will see this borne out in a little while when people come up. I have to give you some advice about how to navigate getting your diploma. So there will be people who will help you. Some of you will freeze. Don't. You hand the card, just keep on moving. They'll give you a little push. I guarantee you it is not about the runway. No one sees you then. It's about up here, so don't delay. Just come on up. And I promise you, we will not rush you. It will not feel like you had too little time on the Jumbotron. There's always at least 5 people who are like an NFL receiver. You ever see these guys running down the field and they look at the Jumbotron to see if anyone's catching up with them? They're walking up like this and they're looking at the Jumbotron at themselves and then they bang into the rail. Just come on, stay focused on me, folks, on my side. You wonder about all this greenery here, because every year someone comes up and hasn't been watching, so they think I either try to jump over, which that's why we have a barricade now, I'm going down the other side. Just come up one side, go down, back to the place you were before. And then the last bit of advice is bask in that moment, and my advice to family and friends is make as much noise as humanly possible when your loved one is getting their diploma. They worked hard for it, it's a time to celebrate. So thank you, and let us begin the program. Every year, we have student speakers. Thank you. I have one good fan here. Every year, we want to hear your voices as part of the program. So we have student speakers. And this year, we have 2 student speakers who represent and speak to your experience, and it is a pleasure for me to introduce them. Our first speaker will be Jacinta Casimir Anyanwu, and then I will get up again and introduce Robert Lee Testerman Jr. Jacinta, will you please come up here first? Please join me in welcoming her to the stage.
Good morning. Good morning, President LeBlanc, President Fowlers, distinguished Dean, Board of Trustees, faculty, friends, family, and my fellow graduates. Even though I'm nervous, I'm not going to forget to acknowledge Senator Booker and all mothers here. Happy Mother's Day. Congratulations, especially to the magnificent SNHU graduating class of 2019. It is a privilege to be standing in your presence this afternoon. To be honest with you, this feels unreal, and I hope I don't fall off this stage. In fact, my presence here today shows the power of education. Being born in extreme poverty, I have seen some of the most challenging situations in life, from hunger to lack of school fees to homelessness. Even as a child, I have always known that the only way I could change my life was through education. With God's blessings, determination, and kindness from others, I finished nursing school. Today, I'm honored to be standing in your presence with a master's degree. In public health from Southern New Hampshire University, a school with a difference meant for working adults. As a busy mom with 3 children, all under the ages of 7, it was hard. Some days I felt like I was losing my mind. One of those days was the day my then 2-year-old deleted every single thing I wrote in a biostatistics class that I was struggling to finish. I cried like a baby. I know most of you had challenges through the way, but here you are today dressed in your graduating gown. Today is a day of celebration, a day to celebrate all the hard work that got you here. Earning my master's degree has made me more confident in myself, brought new career opportunities and personal growth, but above all, it has made me a role model to my beautiful children and to younger ones looking up to me. I now have a lifelong desire for learning, as I am planning to return to school this fall for my doctorate degree. To my fellow graduates, this is the beginning of good things. The excitement and expectations are high now, but that might go away as you learn more about your new circumstances. Remember, every moment is an opportunity to learn from people around you. Do not get discouraged when the job you are hoping for does not come immediately. Be ready always, because your workload and responsibilities is about to increase. The purpose is to identify what you are good at. Learn to hear feedback and never let it fester. Make corrections and move on. Being focused on success is good, but what is most important is treating people around you with dignity and making positive impact in their lives. Don't forget to balance family with work, but remember, your family comes first. Now, let's go out there, being principled, productive, proactive, and ready to serve our diverse communities and ever-changing world in truth and integrity. Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming Robert to the podium, please.
That's going to be hard to follow up. Good afternoon. I'd first like to thank President LeBlanc, distinguished guests, the Board of Trustees, and the faculty and staff for not only being here, but also helping us along the way. I'd also like to extend my thanks to the friends and families of all the graduates. Without you, this journey would have been a lot more difficult. Graduates, remember everything that you have done, everything that you've pushed through and sacrificed to make it here today. Think of the late nights, the countless cups of coffee, and especially the, oh my gosh, what did I get into moments. This is for you, to celebrate your grit, perseverance, and dedication. My parents told me a lot of things growing up, usually to stop deconstructing the computer or clean my room, but there are 2 things that really stick out. One day I was trying to figure out what I want to do for a career. At the time, I was debating if I should enlist in the Air Force or not, and I was stuck in between. I could follow my family's footsteps by serving, or I could start my own. This was my first big decision as an adult. When I asked my parents, my mother laughed, called me a flyboy, and said either way I would make the correct decision, that I needed to trust myself, otherwise I'll never go anywhere. My dad smirked, said he'd be proud either way, and shared what his dad said to him, and that every generation should build upon the last. It took me nearly 11 years, including a 6-year enlistment, to really grasp what all of their advice meant. Among this class, I see people with different experiences, different backgrounds, and different reasons why we do the things that we do. For our own reasons, we have pushed ourselves to where we are today, and even though we may have had our doubts, we believed in ourselves more. Some of us will continue in academia, others will start or continue careers in the workforce, but everyone will build upon the legacies laid before them. Aristotle once said, "The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet." Today is but a small taste of that fruit. Even though we graduate as students from SNHU today, please remember that life will continue to provide us with lessons each and every day. Keep an open mind. Do not be afraid of the unexpected, but welcome it. Do not be afraid to fail, but learn from your mistakes. Do not be afraid of pursuing what you want, just be afraid of regret. Don't stop believing in yourselves. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Senator Booker, would you join me at the front of the stage, please? Today, we confer an honorary degree on the Honorable Cory Booker, United States Senator. Senator Cory Booker, a U.S. Senator from New Jersey, has committed his life to public service. In 1996, Senator Booker moved to Newark, New Jersey, and founded a nonprofit organization to provide legal services for low-income families, helping tenants take on slumlords, improve their living conditions, and stay in their homes. At age 29, he was elected to the Newark City Council, and beginning in 2006, he served as Newark's mayor for more than 7 years. Senator Booker is the first African-American elected to the U.S. Senate from New Jersey. In the Senate, he has championed policies that advanced economic and equal justice, including leading efforts to reform the broken criminal justice system, increase wages, and ensure hard work is fairly rewarded, and to protect the rights of all Americans to breathe clean air and drink clean water. The Honorable Cory Booker, it is my great pleasure to award you with the degree of Doctor of Public Service. Please join me in congratulating Senator Booker.
Thank you, everyone. This is an extraordinary honor, and I want to thank the whole community that made this possible, not just the trustees, the faculty, and the staff, but the whole community. From the people that clean buildings and bathrooms, the people that do the staff work behind the scenes. This is a day that thousands of people have helped to make. I want to thank the families that are gathered here today. I want to especially give my gratitude to all the mothers that are here, and also to those women that understand motherhood is not about biology always. It's about caring and loving and bringing that spirit to this world. And so to the graduates, I want to get right to it because you all give me such an honor to be a small part of this extraordinary day. And I want to tell you right now, on my graduations, my family thoroughly embarrassed me every minute that I was graduating. And my family would always, as big of a day as it might have been for me, wanted to keep my feet on the ground. My grandfather would come over and say, "Boy, I can see that the tassel was worth the hassle. But I don't understand this, boy. I'm looking at this program. You weren't magna cum laude. You weren't summa cum laude. You were just, thank you, Lottie, I'm out of here." My family wanted me to keep my feet on the ground. My dad was not impressed. I graduated undergrad. I got my master's degree. I got another degree from Oxford. On the day I was graduating from Yale Law School, my dad was like, "Boy, you got more degrees in the month of July, but you ain't hot." Life is not about the degrees you get, young man. It's about the service that you give. My family may not have had a bunch of members who all had degrees, but they understood that what defined life was not your personal accomplishments, but it was about what you did for other people. My father and my mother lived these values. So honored to have my mom here and that the president would point her out. My mom and dad were such a special couple. My dad had married my mom. My mom had the grace and mercy to marry my dad. My dad was a guy who had a humble story, like so many of the graduates here. He grew up poor. In fact, if he was here right now, he would heckle me and say, "Don't tell those graduates I was poor. Tell them the truth. I was just PO, P-O. I couldn't afford the other two letters." And my dad, when I was growing up, would not let me forget about his childhood. And in fact, every story he would tell about his childhood, it would get worse and more hard the older I got. When my dad saw me at 18 years old, luxuriating in my accomplishments, he'd say to me, "Boy, don't walk around this house like you hit a triple. You were born on third base." And with a very funny story, which I know is not true, I know has to be apocryphal, he tried to encapsulate this message to me about life's purpose. He told me, "Son, I was sitting in a classroom and the teacher came in one day to talk to the boys and girls. We were sitting there and she said the first lesson's about self-esteem. Anybody in this classroom thinks you're stupid, I want you to stand up right now." And my father says the boys and girls looked around as the teacher stood there impatiently. She said, "Come on now, stand up if you think you're dumb, you think you're stupid. I want to teach you all about self-esteem." And my father said, "Nobody moves," so he stood up proudly. And my father says the teacher looked at him and said, "Mr. Booker boy, what's wrong with you? You think you're dumb? You think you're stupid?" And my father said, he scratched his head and said, "Well, shucks, ma'am, I'm not stupid, but I didn't want you to be the only one standing." My dad taught me that in life, people are going to look down on you, stand up anyway. My father told me that in life, you're gonna face bigotry and hate, but stand up anyway. In life, folk are gonna try to knock you down, but life is not determined by how many times you fall down, it's how many times you stand up. But I'll tell you this, what my father taught me was as important as it is to stand up for yourself, to use all your God's gifts to make something out of yourself. The most important standing you will do in life is when you stand up for other people. My father wanted me to know that all that I am came for people that stood up for me and my family. When my dad was born to a single mom, his mama ultimately couldn't take for him, and his grandma stood up and took care of him. When his grandma couldn't take care of him, it was people in the community, folks that were not his biology, folks that were not his blood, that stood up for him. A family that became like his own, took him into their home, put a roof over their head, food on the table. It was teachers that looked at my father and, just like the president, told him that he was gonna break the tradition in our family. He was gonna go to college when he couldn't afford college. People in the community chipped in. A collection in a church helped him get down the hill and enroll in an HBCU. I am here, he would tell me, because people stood up for us. They created community that went beyond the lines that divide us and affirmed the ties that bind all of humanity. My father wanted me to live a life of affirming community, creating community, not to let anything ever slide into tribalism. We are a nation now that is suffering from that seduction to not be a beloved community, but to have a nation that is defined by us versus them, a fear-based culture, a divide, a conquer, but that's not our traditions. Everyone is here because of a beloved community, because of people that stood up to create community. As my dad would say, we are all the physical manifestations of a conspiracy of love. Life is not about the big action, the big deed. My father would say, reject the great man theory of history. We are all here because of ordinary Americans in ordinary circumstances showing extraordinary kindness and grace and decency and love. But I want to tell you that in life, vulnerability is not a bad thing. I could stand up here and tell you that I've been a great exponent of these values that I'm talking about, but I haven't. I've struggled every day to live up to my parents' example of what kindness and decency is. My parents who showed me by example, hey, you don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. When somebody comes at you hard like that, sometimes it's best to look at them in the eye with your spirit, say, I love you, and move on. My parents taught me that what that humorist said is true. Someone who's nice to you, but not nice to the waiter is not a nice person. My parents taught me that what this world needs is not another great leader with a title, but in life, it's about the kindnesses that you give and the community you create. And so I want to tell you one of my failures. The president said that I moved to the inner city of Newark, New Jersey. I still live in that same community now. For almost 10 years, I lived in the projects, what became public housing. Our tenant president was this woman who every day showed me the values of my parents. She created community. She held us together against a slumlord, against violence and drug dealing. Her son was even shot and killed in the 1980s in the building I would move into. And she showed me in life the definition of hope is that it's the active conviction that despair will never have the last word. That even when horrible tragedy hits, it doesn't define you. What defines you is how you respond to it. She created the beloved community in the projects, and living there for years, I tried to aspire to live up to the decency and the dignity of her and so many of the elders in that community. I would come home at night at times watching kids grow up, and one day I came home and there was a crew that hung out in the lobby, and God, these kids were amazing. One of them, named Hassan Washington, he reminded me of my dad. He was the leader of the crew of the little boys that soon became young men. He had the same dynamism, the same sense of humor, the same potential. And just like my dad, he was being raised by his grandmother a few floors below where I lived in the projects. But one day, I came home to the projects and walked into that lobby, and I smelled something in that lobby that I hadn't smelled so strong since I was on campus at Stanford University. It was marijuana. Now, we live in a justice system that is not equal. Some kids have the privilege to experiment with drugs with no consequence, but we know in America there's no difference between black and white, rich and poor for using marijuana, but our justice system treats you different if you have less money. As Brian Stevenson says, we have a justice system that treats you better if you're rich and guilty than if you're poor and innocent. And I knew these kids that they didn't have the margins for error, that I knew there were some signs of trouble. I even saw some gang tags, so I intervened and started taking them out. I said, fellas, let's get out of this lobby, let's do something, let's go to a movie. I let them pick it, which was a mistake. I thought they were taking me to a movie about home improvement. It was called Saw 2. I took them out to dinner. I said that I was gonna meet them up with mentors and the professions they wanted to do, but in life, you get busy sometimes, and I got busy. What was I doing? Running for higher office, for mayor of the city, and I didn't follow through on the things I said I was gonna do. I got too caught up in a big campaign, but every night I would still come home to that lobby, and there would the kids be, and they greeted me, they cheered me, they supported me. One night I came home and they were promising me, hey man, we're gonna vote for you. We got your back. And I'm thinking to myself, thank you fellas, but you're not old enough to vote. I won that election. I became the mayor of the largest city in New Jersey. And immediately I got death threats, and so they put police, before I even swore my oath of office, they started putting police in the projects. It's one of the safest we've ever been, but if you are young kids, you don't want to hang out in the lobby with police officers. And so I lost track of the kids for a few weeks. I became mayor of the city, and I started responding to every shooting in the city, showing up myself, telling our community we were gonna overcome this violence. One day, weeks into my time as mayor, I show up on a street corner, one body covered on the ground, another one being raced to the ambulance for yet another shooting in our country. And I confess to you, my graduates, that I barely affirmed the humanity wasted on that sidewalk. I turned to minister to the living. But that night I came home back to the projects trying to steal a few hours of sleep, and I was going through my BlackBerry back then, and I was looking at the reports, and then I saw the report of the murder, homicide. I saw the age, and then I saw the name, Hassan Washington. Something broke in me at that moment. I stared at that screen, praying to God that that name would change. But he was killed. The guy that was just like my dad, that the God had put right in front of me, but I was too busy to follow through, to follow up. He was my father, the same wit and the same humor. And while my dad had a community that wrapped themselves around him, that saved his life, that sent him on a different trajectory, I failed the test. I will never forget the day of his funeral. It was in a funeral home in Newark that has one basement room where his body was being displayed, and I used to hate going into that room for this perverse American tradition that was so often seen in communities like mine where parents are burying their children, and I went down a rickety staircase feeling like I was descending into the bowel of a ship where we were chained together in grief, where we were moaning and groaning, piled in on top of each other, crowded in. Everyone was there, from his high school, from the community, from his teachers to his neighbors. We were all there for his death. But where were we for his life? Graduates, I have made mistakes. I have stumbled and fallen, but you are not defined in life by your mistakes and your failures. You're defined by how you are willing to get up and keep fighting. I have learned that sometimes courage is not defined by a big speech or a big moment in life. Sometimes courage is that small voice in your ear early in the morning that gives you the strength to keep going, just to get out of bed, put on your clothes, and go back outside for another day of trying, of caring, of loving, of serving. And so let me end with the words of that tenant president I mentioned before, Miss Virginia Jones, who saved me on more than one moment when I was broken. Because in life, when your heart is broken, and I'm telling you right now, if America hasn't broken your heart, you don't love her enough. You will encounter heartache. You will have heartbreak. And what will define you is if you have in those moments your heart breaks down or does it break open. And so after the death of another teenager, I came down through my elevators, walked through the lobby of my building, and something in the back of my head reminded me that this was the lobby that Miss Jones's son was murdered. And I came out into the courtyard early in the morning, feeling like I was 100 feet underwater, my heart broken, screaming for help. And there I saw Miss Virginia Jones. But her back was to me, and I just stood there and stared at her back, and she must have heard my cries. She turns around and she sees me. And she doesn't say a word. All she does is exactly what I needed, a small gesture that was a massive act of grace. She just opened her arms, and I knew she was opening them for a hug. Now, I'm 6'3", former All-American football player. The older I get, the better I was. But I ran across that courtyard like a little boy, and I ran into her arms, and she held me, and I broke, and I started sobbing. Sobbing tears of shame, tears of pain, tears of hurt. And all she did was say two words to me over and over that I want to leave you with. They're two words that have nothing to do about organized religion. They have nothing to do with pie in the sky when you die. These two words are about who we are and how we got here. It's about how to live even in moments when you don't live up to these words. She said two words over and over. Two words that I've held on the toughest days of when I was mayor. Two words I've held when I've stumbled and fell. Two words I've even said as a United States Senator to myself as I feel like I'm banging my head against implacable walls of resistance. As she rubbed my back as I wept on her shoulder in that courtyard, she said over and over again, "Stay faithful, stay faithful, stay faithful." Class of 2019, we have come this far by faith. The faith of our ancestors, their love and their kindness. We are the result of a conspiracy of love. Stay faithful in your journey. Stay faithful in kindness and in decency. Stay faithful in the grace that you give, because this world needs a revival of grace. Stay faithful. And if you give this kind of faith, not in the big moments, but in the everyday moments, if you show this kind of spirit, you will heal this world. You will create community. You will be the weavers that tighten the bonds of humanity and show what true strength is. Class of 2019, stay faithful. God bless you. This is actually not in the script, so forgive me. This is the kind of thing I say, and then all the public relations people on the team gets really nervous, like, oh my God, what's he gonna say? We're in New Hampshire, so every 4 years, we get a lot of visitors, as you know. And the senator is here, as many others are, who are thinking about their next step, their next chapter in politics. We have had political figures from both left and right, progressive, conservative. Every one of them has struck me in their talks as fundamentally about making this country a better place, whatever your politics. And I love that speech, because you remind us, however people vote, whatever your political persuasion, that fundamentally this is about making America a better place. And the biggest driver of social mobility and social justice and change in America is education. And you guys are the investment. This degree that you have is a vote of optimism, and it's a vote for the future. So thank you. Be part of that future. Stay faithful. Thank you. The annual Excellence in Teaching Award is presented to acknowledge and celebrate outstanding teaching in our many degree programs. The process is student-driven. You really drive this, with all the nominations coming from our graduates. And a committee of faculty, administrators, and students review the nomination information and criteria, and they make the selection of the winners. The award itself and the criteria are all in your program if you're interested in seeing more detail. It gives me great pleasure to announce and award the Global Campus Excellence in Teaching Awards to Damien Cummins and Michael Maldonado. Please join me on stage. Unfortunately, Damien couldn't be here, but Mark Wilson will accept on his behalf. So please, Damien and Mark. Mark has accepted Damien's plaque and the check that goes with it. I had to remind him, make sure that Damien gets both those things, not just the plaque. So many of you talk about the incredible impact of the people who work, as Corey said, the hundreds and thousands of people who work on your behalf. We want to recognize the exemplary efforts of our faculty in promoting teaching and learning within our online programs. The nominations for those faculty are submitted by associate deans of faculty within their curricular units, and the award recipients are selected by a committee. Out of over 6,500 faculty who taught with us this year, only one instructor from each of our 8 units is honored with this achievement. It's a very big deal. The Distinguished Online Teaching Awards were presented earlier this week to the following recipients. If they are here today, I'll just ask you to stand and be recognized again. Eric Freeman in business, Kelly Alverson, College for America, Evelyn Nelson Weaver, Education,
Margaret Clark, first-year experience, Jade Olson, liberal arts, Lee Kwan Ray, nursing and health professions, Ryan Hawkins, social sciences, and Polita Sheldon, STEM. I want to thank our amazing faculty for the work you do for our students every day. So now we come to the part you've all been waiting for, which is the conferral of degrees. And before we start inviting you to come up to get your diploma, we have to do a little bit of legal prerequisite. So President Fowler will join me up here, and you'll hear me read some language that I'm told I have to read in order for you to be technically graduates, which worries me because I think about 15 years ago I failed to read it. So don't tell them, but there may be a large number of people who think they're SNHU graduates who may not be.
Will all the degree candidates please rise? President LeBlanc, the candidates standing before you have successfully completed the course of studies prescribed by the faculty of Southern New Hampshire University and have fulfilled all requirements for their chosen curricula.
Now the legal part. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern New Hampshire University and by the General Court of the State of New Hampshire, I hereby confer the degrees of International Master of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, and Master of Science, Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science, Associate in Arts and Associate in Science, with all rights, honors, privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, please be seated. Before we move down to the lower platform, let's award degrees to our two student speakers who are up here with us already. So, Jacinta and Robert, please join me in the front stage. We will have professional photographers taking photos, and we'd ask families not to sort of rush and try to squeeze in to get that extra photo. Those will all be available to you, but we would ask you to make a lot of noise. My colleagues, please join me in front. By the way, Senator Booker asked if he could shake some hands, so he's going to join for part of this as well.
Okay. Nobody.
Gloria Watkins.
Ajitesh Kumar Akula.
Alphonse Habujimana.
Karthik Varadwaz Kadamala.
Andrea Violet Million.
Wasim Akram Pension Honor.
Samantha S. Rosa.
Divya Parapati.
Samuel Iko Abasi Sunday.
Venkata Lakshmi Kota.
Clarabelle Ose.
Ebenezer Kofi Dwaretwa Wantumi.
Karen Matthews.
Igal Grunberg.
Damiko Love Knight.
Ashwin Kumar Katakam.
Blasius Ngosang.
Purna Pavitra Silaparasade.
Jorelis Mary Fonseca.
Vinay Sagar Madhu.
Chibuike Brisbane Ime.
Marlon Martin Balfour.
Rudiana Alicia Bunbury.
Rohan Bandari.
Milokaya Georgieva Ivanova.
Gunjan Jain.
Kingsley Chenoso Anua.
Olawaitin Comfort Awanika.
Reem Marhamo.
Jahain Daua.
Kimberly Judy.
Stacy Ellerby Carter.
Jonathan Eric Caruso.
Nene Israel.
Dorothy Distillis.
Mengyen Guo.
Neil Marceau.
Christopher Ryan.
Wasim M. Sabri,
Elias Benani,
Baraziga Babana,
Molly V. Jones,
Daniel Lobos,
Neil Tamang,
Erica M. Jackson,
Lakaj Pandu Krovi,
Abiola O. Odubona,
William Francois,
Amarachi Victoria Iwu,
Casita Henry,
Jonathan William Zaleski,
Anna Marie Shillingford,
Moses Obaid Peter,
Samantha L. Whitten,
Yuri R. Guibert,
Danielle Durrani,
Gail P. Reynolds,
Rhonda S. Gomez,
Alexis Marie Hartnett,
Bridget Rose Gavigan,
Sean Griffin,
Katie Heller,
Nora J. Smith,
God's Gift Ian,
Shane D. Fitton,
Preference Ian,
Shadiana Mignot,
Gina Joanne DeRosa,
Nicholas Adam Damas,
David Theodore Pierre-Louise,
Chimdalu Nikki Orabile,
Katie Eileen Benson,
Melanie Iris Stewart,
Erin Therese McCormick,
Johnson Elia Manji,
Ryan Bradley Ackerman,
India Nichelle Goat,
Krista Hendricks,
Jason Matthews,
Gabriel E. Alvarez,
Ramon J. Morales,
Vasita Suktalorchi,
Blanca L. Nodal,
Namita Satuanakol,
Ricardo Scarello,
Nin Terangisi,
Kristen M. Ganley,
Shafela M. Bayakan,
Hannah Madeline Shepard,
Derek Hamilton,
Anthony A. Grant Jr.,
Jaspreet Kaur Kahal,
Sabrina P. Montague,
Jesus Lopgill,
Irma Danielle Garcia,
Anissa Smalls,
Iano Scandalius,
Danielle Madison,
Donavale Abuyog,
Wilton Wilbert Brown,
Maria N. Santos,
Katie Timothy DeSautiel,
Krishna Ashok Champaniria,
David Dapp,
Kiana Siobhan Knight,
Jenmina Dennis Ojuka,
Jovenel L. Alphonse,
Alexandra Chiesa,
Sandy Camacho,
Wanru Lin,
Christine Micheletti,
Inpreet Kaur,
Claudia Velasquez Mendoza,
Omashal Ako,
Selçuk Toklucu,
Maria D. Richardson,
Jason R. Swayze,
Danielle Hayes,
Doris Genuine Mariwa,
Erica N. Parker,
Tujiza Uwutsi,
Sophie Poisson,
Stephen J. Carter,
Ashley M. Gooden,
Lucian Miku,
Jeffrey Wendell Henry,
Kevon Wright,
Amanda Corley,
Bianca Knight,
Vinal Patel,
Richard D. Johnson,
Shanking Liu,
Susan Indiritu,
Jeffrey H. Holman,
Tamika T. Drummond,
Lauren Head,
Jeffrey Tryon,
Christian Orabello,
Jessica Tryon,
Desiree M. Morales,
Brooke Fox,
Rebecca Jane Wario,
Dinesh Manandhar,
Michael Young,
Jose A. Valdez,
Brooke E. Prestia,
Kenya AC,
Ella French,
Eric Thomas Mitchell,
Valerie Knight Young,
Oluwafemi Oganyemi,
Sonia Ashur,
Mobolaji Babula,
Tommy Tomteroth,
Sherlyn Wong,
Lisa Jean Lizinski,
Ernest Bridges Jr.,
Patricia M. Sharobin,
Brandon Clark,
Lashaya Collins,
Kayla Marie McNamara,
Jacqueline O'Neill,
Adam Grankvist,
Rhonda McCormick,
Tia Fletcher,
Bridget Hayes Clifford,
Melissa Gonsalves,
Bahadur Gurung,
Danielle Michelle Haskin,
Sherry Kuntz,
Jasmine Adelia Tejada,
John Dominic Marinello,
Magdala Clissaint,
Cheryl E. Forbes,
Millicent Odamio,
Valerie Whitman,
Pilar Johnson,
Linda Vieira,
Pauline Mahero,
Brian C. Jones,
Melissa Kinney,
William J. Locks,
Anjuman Duta,
Devondria Ray,
Marcelo Montoya,
Colleen Brooks,
Sharice A. Cobb,
Troy Yates,
Cameron Phillip Allen,
Jennifer A. Mendez,
Carol Susan Romaine,
Malka Benoit,
Katia Paul,
Marwa R. Jones,
Ali Matlar,
Elise Marchese,
Ela Mutlam,
Aneta Gonzalez,
Rosalind Francis Edwards,
Leanne Tacey Bartlett,
Elaine Carmona,
Amy J. Kanan,
Adefalaki Otomabasi Adebayo,
Innocent Kabasaya,
Habiba A. Ibrahim,
Gavin Richard Bender,
Kamilu Omolaja Olawale Ogunbayo,
Audrey Ellen Rogers,
Sean Ego,
Anthony Karuja Marungi,
David Pearson,
Farron Winfield Davis,
Ariel Beltwell,
Bruno Carvalho,
Michael Coker,
Laura Orcutt,
Hezron Emil D. Padlan,
Sean Patrick Connell,
Mastane Sultani Nasab,
Babatunde Bolarinwa Akinkulio,
Pradeep Blaskaran Nair,
Mariama Sire Balde,
Elish Barker,
Keotharat Bello,
Jasmine M. Joshua,
Joshua Davis,
Shawana A. Wilson,
Stephen Carreras,
Imamuzo Egbedi,
Megan Jane Louise Iyer,
Derek William Vanat,
Sandra Elizabeth McNeil,
Kevin Pfeffery,
Keisha Amelie Ramtala,
Jenny Driscoll,
Stephen Michael Croucher,
Terry Alice Lampman,
Cherie E. Morrissey,
Heather L. Brogan, Peter William Lee Duty,
Murfida Ibisevic,
Jareb Kinney,
Lemuel A. Wong,
Teresa Libios,
Faria Ahmad,
Megan Dawes,
Sherry Scott,
Chelsea A. Pritchard,
Antonio Pacheco Barrios Jr.,
Heather M. Pendry,
Alyssa Marie Blanchard,
Christine Ann Cavallo Como,
Isatu Tur Kaba,
Yekaterina Tarkovsky,
Chandler Granaki,
Amanda Jane Larry,
James Bollier,
Fatma Salem Pease,
Roshan Duja,
Talanya Abebe,
Bhumikaban Mangokia,
Lindsay Russell,
Teresa Lauren Gonzalez,
Carrie Conway,
Aaron Lockwood,
Carlos Gonzalez,
Lauren LeMay,
Bayang Shu,
Robert Peter Mikowski,
Zuhair Dada,
Sandeep Dutta,
Mam Apanza,
Tajra Smith,
Ryan B. McLaws,
Deepak Ravadranath Paniker,
Brooke M. Yali,
Nicole Lisa White,
Ludi Joseph Rosier,
Amanda L. Retschko.
Devin Jackson.
Chelsea Robinson.
Alexandria Elizabeth Raquina.
Rasak K. Oladeo.
Norma Hall Lopez.
Franklin Davin Smalls.
Riley Quinn Doherty.
Scott D. Endman.
Delana Miria Hill.
Jacob S. DeGraff.
Sean Paloyan.
Brittany Castle.
Zichao Hay.
Janelle Henderson.
Brian Joseph Boudreau.
Lindsay Kathleen Humphreys.
Cheryl Bougie.
Emmeline Beatrice Zosha McHugh.
Kayla Falter.
Antoine Tolton.
Kevin Santos.
Denise Claire Florentino.
Stephanie Joyce.
Anaja A. McKnight Odoms.
Jeffrey Makowski.
Felicia Lynette Harris.
Carrie Conlin.
Sandy J. Daniel Wilkin.
Brendan Douglas.
Victoria M. O'Leary.
Trinace Y. Joyner.
Caitlin Ball.
Lindsay K. Marr.
Kenneth J. Scaglione.
Nicholas Matthew Holman.
Brandon Denault.
Connor William Craig.
Melissa Lauren C. Hooks.
Brittany Una Cruikshank.
Ileana Peters.
Melissa J. Aceto.
Nolan Connor.
Catherine Elizabeth Melanson.
Roderick C. Pagador.
Christopher Raymond.
Brian Fox.
Lisa Bonacci.
Patrick Odie.
Riman Duyadari.
Allison Bianca Felder.
Josh Geratano.
Alexi Slapa.
Evelyn Flores.
Danielle Reposa.
Laura Jesse, Associates with Highest Honors.
Brittany Nicole McCorkle.
Yvette M. Rayberg.
Nicole A. Henry.
Heather Sue Matthews.
Stacy Alexa.
Juliana Uribe.
Christy Lee Metzler.
Tina Borges.
Brooke M. Porter Jordan.
Caron Scott.
Tonatia Barreto.
Tasha L. Lewis.
Jeffrey C. Trombley.
Roshan Smith.
Sarah Yvette Valentin.
Suze D. Small.
Joyce Kamau.
Rochelle Torgerson.
Vera Buck.
Bridget Williams.
Shantae Young.
Erica L. Thorsell.
Keme Olabegi Weston.
Danielle Ricks.
Monica Aguayo Figuera.
Rachel Johnson.
J.R. Tisay.
Niranjana Gopinathan.
Melody Joy Gert.
Nishay Clark.
Brooke Kaufman.
Joshua James Decknick.
Samia Alexis McCrimmon.
Kristen Lee Godot.
Kelly M. Montgomery.
Chanel L. Tapper.
Bonyiwe Tandiwa Mabina.
Jaquan James.
Taryn Tamiki Costin.
Samuel Demi Mamo.
Karen Fisher.
Out, Bo's out.
Nicole Moody.
Marie Lander.
Spencer Streeter.
Amy Rose Atkins.
Lucian Creary.
Ashley Thing.
Olagbenga Alex Fasusi.
Jessica Cranny.
Andrew Kite.
Robin Tanya Brown.
Derek W. Rankin.
Samraji Grandan Suar.
Nicole Lynn Snyder.
Patricia Braddock.
Paula Riley.
Amanda Werner.
Caitlin Foley.
Erica Smithy Lowy.
Molly Rebecca Freeman.
Harry Charan Chilamba.
Garrett Kahn.
Jennifer Tiberio.
Aisha Kamundi.
Sarah Hoover.
Alton Jones Jr.
Wilfredo Reyno.
Edwina Ture.
Peter McQuaid.
Brianna R. Tan.
Eduardo Suniga.
Ileana S. Lopez.
Christopher Gendron.
Heather Marie Carbone.
Casey Myers.
William Weil.
Eric Martin.
Allison Pisani.
Shira Rashid.
Matthew T. Jones.
Epri Florio.
Andrew Banks.
Stephen Michael Bonifilo.
Ashley M. Gales.
Robin Renee Secor.
Kimberly Jett.
Amy Rachel Myers.
Nicole Marie Marinelli.
Patricia Rebecca McSparron.
Catherine Rose Reynolds.
Juan T. Bernhardt.
Emma V. Lux.
Colby Stoughton.
Aaron Murray Cammerman.
Lindsay Vavra.
Samantha L. Tagney.
Chesnavia Pirisi Cherry.
Shira Averbush.
Alahenes Teresina D'Olivera.
Otis Brown.
Mikael Julian.
Bradford Harris.
Anita Sharma Gimire.
Xavier Wilson.
Lindsay Lacoste.
Darlene Riley Watkins.
Stephen P. Bouchard.
Eileen M. Taylor.
Jonathan Wright.
Kristen M. Johnson.
Emily Moran.
Victoria Sheena Vilas.
Demi Marrero.
Nathan Noah Stein.
Michelle P. Orest.
Daniel Ouellette.
Emily Crucial.
Jennifer Lynn Rossi.
Maron Mercuria.
Anasa N. Holden.
Lisa Simone Cleveland.
Nakisha Jihuli.
Leah Bowman.
Margarita Santiago.
Julio Ortiz.
Megan Olivia Young.
Christopher Wares.
James Olas.
David G. Martin.
Abdurrahmani Fella.
Danielle Costandin.
Eric Boulay.
Abby McCarthy. Joseph L. Abis.
Ling Jin.
Whitney C. Valancourt. Cum laude.
Kenta Takashima.
Mukigashai Gilbert Kalamba.
Braden Rafael Alvarez Cabrera.
Timothy S. Parker.
Christopher Stitzel.
Torian Brent Parker.
Sean D. Batzelder.
Luis Zayas.
Rochelle Dupiche.
Amar Murad Tariq.
Ebonique Key.
Lauren Birnbaum.
Cynthia Pelletier.
Sarah Lynn Joe.
Heather D. Williams.
Jennifer Bullock. Caitlin Ellis.
Josephine Myers Koyendall.
Douglas Donald Safford.
Erica Maria Rice.
Amberlyn Zaffi.
Saima Kanam.
Jennifer Ann Buttram.
Kano Tulabambava
Celia Bato.
Jacqueline D. Roberts.
Molly Whitner Ebbetson.
Kimona Singleton.
Amy E. Smith.
Brian Mooney.
Sharon M. Chaplin.
Anthony Dominic DeSisto.
Sharika Renee Horn.
Courtney Brown.
Christopher J. Hatt.
Jacqueline Heather Klein.
Taylor Elaine McElroy.
Anthony W. Fry.
Daniela Sins Town.
Gregory Sterling.
Jamie Beth Fickett.
David Thomas Swillum.
Megan Laura Calderon.
Lisa Enriquez.
Marissa W. Deegan.
Michaela Ann Coakley.
London Ashley Brown.
Frank Ayakunle Okiwobi.
Ismael Albert Peguero.
Nicholas Jennings.
Ada Okpara.
Christopher Kairos Chester.
Kelsey Shea.
Falguni Patel.
Leon Dixon.
Karen Virat.
Ashley N. Bryan.
Jonathan O'Clair.
Megan Lee Kerr.
Justin Hiroshi Sato.
Sherry Gian Gregorio.
Eileen Meade Flynn.
Amanda M. Potenza.
Sri Colin Paramade.
Melissa Velez.
Jermaine Lavelle Johnson.
Christopher Henwood.
Karen Quell.
Christy Heffernan.
Cynthia Roll.
Samuel B. Greger.
Carolyn Watson Strempel.
Kristen Hansen Mellish. Sophia L. Gomez.
Jennifer Craig.
Agogor Unukegwar.
Annette Marie Bowman.
Sherlyn Santos.
Rebecca J. Livingston.
Shaniqua C. James.
Elizabeth Ann Doyle.
Leanne J. Cook.
Caitlin M. Donath.
Rebecca Dolan.
Megan Joan Geary.
Angel Vega.
Gladys L. Hunter.
Ariana Perron. Kara Ann Forcier. Stephanie Ann Fournier.
Casey M. Joslin.
Keenan Chelsea Blaisdell.
Melanie Ann Magnitz.
Ivy Hannah Hossein.
Chelsea Poitras.
Coral Rappel.
Ronald Scott.
Kelly Casey.
Patricia Denise DeLotel.
Akinyele Ogunwamimo.
Sarah Duvall.
Jennifer A. Barrett. Victoria L. Harris.
Jonisha Bailey.
Veronica Guzman.
May Lanny Manalo.
John Emmanuel Agakoli Dumont.
Miranda Poulin.
Becky Lee Nordquist.
Jared Austin McMullen.
Gabriela Maldonado.
Farah Anlus.
Abhilash Leeladaran.
Danielle Karen.
Fiona Arlene Matthias.
Andre Ronaldo Morrison.
Sarah Day Smiley.
Isabel Joseph.
Jill Wixon.
Vicenta N. Smith.
Rachel Bonnet.
Melita Ogden.
Amber Lynn Levine.
Keith Rankin.
Adrian Maldonado.
Courtney Rogers.
Ashania Nicole Darnett Richards. Abram Roy Wooten.
Deborah LaValle.
Rebecca Cook.
Jaleesa Unique Turner.
James Marcel.
Megan Mary Parker.
Luz N. Roman.
Abdirahman Noor Iftin.
Benjamin Howe Hampton III.
Neftali Antoine.
Kelly Botelho.
Michael Webb.
Dalcina Duval.
Jacob Jackson Bowder.
Susan Curtis Petty.
Sarah Mitchell Keith.
Michael James Leslie.
Christine Elizabeth Bell.
Constance Elizabeth Sant.
Vanessa Alexis Romay.
Chelsea Lee North.
Susan K. Wigglesworth Geiger.
Jason Kenny. Lauren Stahl.
Jeffrey Lopes.
My lovely wife, Samantha Lauren Poulin.
Jason R. Hartman.
Enton Gooden.
Apurva Patel.
John Baptiste Ngansup.
Anthony John Mucciaro.
Christopher William Haynes.
Robert H. Reber Jr.
Jessica.
Deborah Lynn Rickey.
Jessica Francoeur.
Youssef Wahib.
Jacqueline Moore.
Matthew John Goodwin.
Richard Young.
Emily Ann Haynes.
Julia Elise Doucette.
Alicia Fortune.
Elaine Qua.
Rosemary Michelle Hamilton.
Estefania Montoya.
Lindsay Michaelis.
Rosani Belisa Duran.
Andrea Settenhofer.
Karen Ann Poirier.
Tammy Gordine.
Lloyd M. Mitchell Jr.
Glenacia Fields.
Elizabeth Rosales.
Kristen D. Landry.
Christina Nicholas.
Jessica Nicole Buchanan.
Lalit Mohan Sanwal.
Bullreek Nyop.
Melanie P. Soul.
Andrea Pereira.
Mallory Soul.
Robert Richard Brown III.
Lauren Brock.
Stephanie Elizabeth Tipple.
Divya Dalakoti.
Libby E. M. Whitcomb.
Lisa Ann Christensen.
Sarah Jane Millard.
Seema Ramnamarine.
Andrew Linneman.
Roberta Swartz Hess.
Madeline May Reed.
Anicia Marie Gilliam.
Allison Perrell.
Shanice Madala.
Christina Filikowski.
Carolyn Gardner.
Ashley Heather Kane.
Catherine LePage.
Jessica L. Danis.
Connor Sean Lenfest.
Tamara Smith.
Kayvonda Smith.
Kiba Bai.
Jennifer Baggs.
Ryan Patrick Donahue.
Corey.
Arthur Udisi.
Corey Angelo Colden.
Philip Tom.
Onisa Sheree Rice.
Jeffrey Perez.
Elissa Wolf.
Shiana Joe Millett Cordwell.
Rudolph K. Huck.
Kayleen A. Finney.
Christopher A. D'Souza.
Nicole M. Auger.
Holly E. Robinson.
Jennifer Ann Brock.
Jennifer Lee.
Crystal Nicole Bissett.
Jaleesa M.D. Williams.
Tamara S. Marston.
Genevieve Teresa St. Cyr.
Trina Gauss Davis.
David L. Spanagle.
Serenity J. Davis.
Heather Karam St. Pierre.
Samantha Sherwin.
Kelsey Stanfield.
Sarah Cole Lee.
Robin May Sukforth.
Eric Ben.
Mark Doe.
Robert Rosenfeld.
Mackenzie B. Yaton.
Julie Day.
Jillian Christina Levine.
Beba Kabowska.
Latoya Lachey Williams.
Michael Magnota IV.
Tammy L. Simons.
Jesus Gabriel Adorno.
Ariana M. Marks.
Pedro Cotto.
Kelsey Rose Brennan.
Paul Williams.
Allison Hessian.
Karen Marie LaFond.
Sandra Basney.
Veronique Lynette Parmenter.
Denise Janey.
Michelle Cleespies.
Ashley Marie Liedberg.
Fiano Brown Watson.
Latasha A. Bacchus.
Erin Perry Schreier.
Felicia Marie Janetti.
Christine Lowe Fuller.
Garima Pudyal.
Karen Michelle Aylen.
Brianne Moore.
Angela D. Wyand.
Emily Johnson.
Diana Rafferty.
Senebu Elizabeth Dicko.
Christopher Sousa Diaz.
Aaron Coble.
Benjamin Ryan Carroll.
Tamika L. Singleton.
Ebenezer Marfo.
Lale Roque Shambayati.
Marlene Batista.
Jana Goraya.
Christine E. Lowe.
Elizabeth Hart.
Chantel Kalapa.
Catherine Marie Racico.
Marie L. Howell.
Sarah Garrity, summa cum laude.
Veronica Ionescu.
Bradford Arlen Jerry.
Edison J. Fernandez.
Konstantinos Ilias Natsis.
Angela Keene.
Lauren Steinbrecker.
Riza Soleimani Monfarad.
Tracy L. Blevins. Sean George.
Donald E. Watson.
Tony Lynette Harris.
Anthony B. Clark.
Anna Meremab.
Chantal Jones.
Megan E. Vasil.
Rihanna Williams.
Ashley Lee.
Eric J. Radley.
Emily Bainbridge.
Isis Crystal Green.
Sarah Jane Wyman.
Heather L. Varney.
Ann Plusinak. Shelik Bradley.
Justin Russo.
Jennifer Renee Nestor.
Amy A. Rankins.
Bosco Oringa.
Candace J. Nolan.
Andrew Patrick Gallagher.
Eladusa Almighty.
Greta Johnson.
Michelle Lucille Zavada McDonald.
Oscar Torres Jr.
Thomas McGahee.
Michelle Ray Kidwell. Shelby P. Lozier. Melissa G. DeVoe.
Rachel Catherine Wojcik.
Andrea M. Allen.
Nicole M. Waterman.
Darcel J. Garibaldi.
Anitra Diane Stewart.
Amanda Lynn Phillips.
Shannon Rivas.
Romario Nareen.
Alexandra Yasmin Georges.
Betsy Nadine Ritzy Copeland.
Heather Thoreau.
Melissa Davis.
Luis Alfredo Marquez.
Christy Atkinson.
Christopher Joel Fry.
Alyssa Smith.
Rebecca Murphy.
Leo Joseph Cody Jr.
Jason Spring.
Brian O'Neill Jones. David W. Taylor.
Dawn Weeks.
Jeffrey Garside.
Aaron J.W. Forjone.
Timothy Patrick Best.
Ashrafi Hanifa Ahmed.
Janice Darcel Wilkerson.
Sandy Leon Hoitzma.
Gina Elisa Radican.
William E. Gardner Jr.
Heidi L. Pryor. Lynette S. Odell. Jessica Lee Kennis.
Jocelyn Jill Fallon.
Ayana Sherelle Tweedy.
Raven Birdsell.
Lindsay Conyers.
Chi Zhao.
Dustin Monty.
Catherine Richards.
Leisha Marie Ortiz.
Khalil M. Foy.
Lenora White Boyce.
Aaron R. Dupuis.
Markeisha Thomas.
Mitchell William Moffett.
Bryant James Trombley.
Sean Timothy Buckley.
Wayne Repke.
Whitney Charday Clay.
Christina Catherine Glazier.
Michael Jackson.
A. Bradley Mills.
Susan A. Sullivan.
Wesley H. Lucas II.
Elena Philippi.
Allison Melanie Smith.
Sarah Ippolito.
Frank Inamevo Dezula.
Marissa Michelle Gilbert.
Laurel Woodruff.
Shannon Elizabeth Ragg.
Sushma Tamitsetri. Susan Forst.
Elliot Ucheo Aika.
Marina Mailer.
Dario Joseph Nooyola Andazola.
Brian A. Carroll.
Nicole Beauregard.
Jared Willoughby.
Bashkarda Maitra.
Xavier Cruz.
Michael Bruce Marshall.
Tiffany Vansel.
Amber Humbert.
Elizabeth Rachel Thompson.
George Grant Esselfy.
George Glover III.
Desiree Nemec.
Janet L. Dulesky.
Nicole Figueredo.
Patricia McKenney.
Tiffany Ann Fike Dalton.
Erica Nicole Powell.
Nicole Scanlon.
Lori J. Stutzman.
Marissa Affelt.
Michael Almeida.
Kishore Eulalio Ramlagan Jr.
Patricia Burns.
Nils Ragnar Groning.
Sherazad Critcham.
Rachel Markwell.
Maria Lillian Bergeron.
Karen E. Anderson.
Catherine McGrath.
Jacob Barnaby Noyes.
Rachel Worcester.
Jennifer Upton Grayson.
Jesse Taylor Hyde, magna cum laude.
Travis Cole.
Megan Raw.
Billie Jean Williamson.
Lauren Alice Hessian.
Lana L. Dupuy.
Zachary Foster.
Matthew Larivi.
Candace J. Golden.
John Rogers.
Sarah K. Sandhouse.
Patrick Richard Shaw.
Jennifer Pfeiffer.
Stephen Blank.
Amanda Sue McDonald. Jeremy Ray Bontrager.
Mohammed Rashad Al-Asmari.
Christine O'Brien.
Daniel Stickney.
Catherine McLarnon.
Melissa Sheenan.
Nancy Marshall.
Linda K. Buncombe.
Tennille Marie Sanders.
Colton Richardson.
Jennifer Lemoyne.
Stacy Bushing.
Ornella Nsea Kankanza Kapafule.
Allison Marie Anastasia.
Lena M. Gaviria.
Derek Taylor.
Nisha Dejuan Johnson.
Rachel Adriana Gibney.
Melissa Ogier.
Stephanie Boyso.
Rodney J. Fanner. Matthew D. Veal.
Eugene Agyapong.
Sarah Marie Rapp.
Engelbert A. Kila.
William Gunther Jr.
Caroline O'Hart.
Shakimia Jones.
Rena Mupala.
Caitlin Cormier.
Jeffrey Scott.
Leslie Leanne Cole. Tiffany Sue.
Ibrahim Mohammed.
John Kosa.
Jessica Gray.
Thomas Powell. Michael Barrett.
Allison Sampson.
Nicole Patton.
Lucas Sumstein.
Gwyneth Feldhecke.
Elizabeth Syriac.
Dion Bradley. Paul Gayassi. Giovette Williams.
Julia Rose Fuentes.
Joe D. Toscano.
Jessica Nicole Voracek.
Shalik Brown.
Ashley Holder.
Lori A. Nash. Sarah E. Zeller.
Bethany Allen.
Sriram Subramanian.
Jonathan Woodward.
Jennifer Kemps.
Kristen Robert.
Torsten Hoffman.
Megan Elizabeth Ledger.
Mary Lou Ross.
Brittany Sleeper.
Juan Diego Orellana Lacayo.
Jessica Ray Archer.
Navatni Williams.
Oluwaseun Ogadengingbe.
Abdel Amusa.
Nicole R. Messina.
Amy Trussell.
Summer Ray Albandante.
Stacy Janae Wheels.
Constance M. Willis.
Erica Lee Servakis.
Brandy Glover.
Dominique Johnson and Heidi the Service Dog.
Derek Dwight Cooksey.
Andrew Scott Borisano.
Gemma Karen Naken. Caitlin Pine. Jason Alexander Sparrow.
Ashley J. Vernon.
Nathan James Motel.
Amber Martin. Christine Antoinette Sadler.
Alexandra Lynn Hayden.
Emily Irene Audette.
Jennifer M. Ritchie. Bernard Joseph.
Rachel Mariah McClelland.
Jason Ronald Gove.
Stacy Lynn Padilla.
Joshua Dale Wright.
Catherine Ann Cheney, summa cum laude.
Karen Topsy.
Aramis C. Judson.
Tiffany Renee Herron.
Matthew Nevins.
Jason Paul Vahey. Joseph D. Walsh. Naisha Smith.
Kevin Charles Elmer.
Kyle L. Gallagher.
Larissa Jones.
Kristen Dawn Wiegand.
Donna M. Kamali.
Adriana Lawrence.
Lisa Slade.
Christine Taylor.
Jennifer R. Macrillis.
Sarah D. Blagsvet.
Leslie D. Ovilmar.
Melissa Chandonnet.
Stacy Holly.
Serena Catherine Porter.
Mandela P. Boima.
Rebecca Hirschberger. Emily Ambergay.
Samuel Eugene Watkins Jr.
Penny Serpa. Adenokunbo Adenake.
Jennifer Turbiati.
Alonzo Ivan Orozco.
Jennifer Andrews.
Adriana Baca Gutierrez.
Alexis T. Podedwarney.
Alyssa Batchelor.
Tiffany D. Brown.
Christy Lynn Wolf.
Natalie Smith.
Emily Weister Ferrer.
Ryan Patrick Kelly.
Courtney Michelle Dandorf Griffiths.
Tamika Lynn Lear.
LaCandria Vanette Williams.
Matthew P. Arnold.
Harry Thomas.
Amy Pennell Vogel.
Alexandra Moreda.
Alina Christina Hughes.
Peter Pendergast.
Brian Halfelder.
Jody Cole.
Rachel S. Normandy.
Jennifer Cox.
Shantae Shaw.
Stephanie Nicole Doherty, aka Supermom.
Janelle Martin.
Christopher James Maxwell. Vanessa Hurd.
Rachel Rancourt Hobbs.
Francis Wangi Jorogi.
Jamie E. Joyce.
Alexander Yani Ampa.
James G. Edgar II.
Tolfin Otieno Okanda.
John Callan Hale.
Molly Francis Armitage.
Alice Sales.
Michael D. Riddell.
Cheryl Ann Silvera.
Janie Concepcion.
Maura Hall.
Richard Koszalski.
Timothy Hall.
Amy L. Figaro.
Michael B. Sprague.
Ifolua Odonayo Alado.
Corey Lewis.
Casey Ann Thompson.
Janet L. Clinton.
Liza H. Drew.
Valerie Hamilton Davis.
Glenda Estrada.
Candice Zimanov Artus.
Malcolm M. Watkins.
Charisse C. Kinlock.
Aradna Persaud.
Deborah A. Manassian.
Sherry Yvette Jackson.
Joseph Michael Cristiano.
Catherine E. Lawrence.
Nana Mante Asari.
Meredith Cozine.
Niquea Tonia Sykes.
Kirsten Danielle Scarpati.
Glenda Peterson Hopkins.
Ronald Muzukudwa.
Terry Grihava.
Ray Marie Casaba.
Tony Nicole Pointer.
Luana Natalie Wiltshire.
Aisha Ferdinand.
Caroline Margaret Buxton.
Sequoia Monique Kirby.
Philip Anthony Luquette.
James R. McIntyre II.
Jessica L. Willett.
Kaylin LeBlanc.
Jason R. Crawford.
Olivia S. Taplin.
Martin Cana.
Amanda Soto.
Michelle Ruth Brower. John H. Keeter.
Michael Novakovich.
Thomas Vincent Rowlings.
Sikani Jackson.
Makiba Pease. Jane Ann Looney. Rebecca Lynn Swimmer.
Diana Duran.
Philip J. Penn.
Marilyn Francis Burt.
Casey Robert Godzik.
Dwight Johnson.
Lori Alexander.
Peter Spolarich.
Millicent Shannon Brady.
Brianna Nicole Haley.
Jessica Danielle Lucas Williams.
Alina Sulkala.
Jennifer Sue McHubry.
Pablo Kiger.
Jenny Robinson.
Lori Lynn Shaw.
Samir Quasi Al Tariq.
Kathleen Reichelt Matthews.
Jessica Lee Hand.
Tammy Lee Dunphy.
Nathan Michael Swamella.
Richard Ose Anor.
Scott Anthony Mahone.
Tracy M. Hawk.
Sumita Rao. Mariah Ransom.
Chris Nielsen.
Shelley Clough.
Daniel William Brady.
Claudia E. Barrera.
Barbara DeVoe.
Tara Funk Folger.
Nicholas Paul Rimmer.
Andrew Townsend.
Kiana White.
Paul Karanja.
Courtney Colombo.
Casey Amanda Davis.
Mary Frances Jones O'Delay.
Ryan Crimes.
Cristel E. Del Rio.
Elizabeth Nicole Kenney.
Musab Saleh Khalaf.
Ashley Nicole Gray.
George A. Sandoval.
Dwayne Judice.
Stephen Kelbach.
Neil Rogers Thorne.
Pauline K. Kamuangu.
Sarah Trevari.
Erica Larson.
Clifford Gillott Sr.
Jared K. Johnson. Susan B. McDermott, summa cum
Lee
laude.
Stunning.
Salida Sizemore.
Brooke Ingram.
Susan Love.
Kara Arpin.
Albert L. DiMiranda.
Jamaris Mason.
Daniel Keith Alexander. Anna Maria Milatos.
Anne Marie Murtha.
Amy Seaman.
Lori Ann Barlow.
Richard N. Comey. Mulu T. Gedlu.
Keely M. Ritter.
Nicholas Schelt.
Shong Lau.
Lois Autry.
Marcia Sherrod.
Michelle Martin. Reese Brewer.
David Ray Scarlett.
Muid Kumandan.
Diane Louise Foy.
Ranquanta Lee.
Victoria Lynn Perez.
Lawrence Standy.
Joyce Marie F.J. Twoke.
Darren Dean.
Marlene Simpson.
Holly Young.
Catherine Carr.
Albert Mensa.
Antonia Mary Gunner.
William E. Kahn. Rachel Marie Kahn.
Valerie Berryman. Amanda L. McDonough. Katrina Lacerte. Miranda R. Ryan. May Oliva Louis. Maria Alves. Kamika Bonner Louison. Tua Tao. Jessica Galarno. Allison Marie Romero. Cynthia L. Hale. Jasny Primavera Washer. Valerie Gardner. Shahad Al-Neighbor. Danielle Elise Blanchard. Ginger Noble. Sandra Roseanne Ierardi. Alexander Shevchenko. Kylie Jo Taphouse. Naomi Exius.
That was pretty cool. You want to do it again? No. No. We've had lots of wonderful commencement speakers. Senator Booker is among the finest. We've had none who has been willing to sort of come down and shake so many hands and take so many selfies and just share in your collective joy. So thank you, Senator Booker, for doing that. So, I want to ask everyone, not the graduates, but everyone else in the room to stand up and give our graduates, the class of 2019, a huge round of applause. Well done, well done, thank you. So to close our program, as we near the end of our program, I'm going to ask Tim Girardi, head of our Alumni Association, to come, because for those of you who are getting their bachelor's degree, there's one little ritual that we haven't done yet. Tim?
Thank you, President LeBlanc. Congratulations to the newest graduates of Southern New Hampshire University. On behalf of the Alumni Association's Board of Directors, I am honored to officially welcome you to the SNHU Alumni Association. Today, more than 112,000 SNHU alumni around the world congratulate you on your success. At this time, I would like to officially direct all undergraduate students to move their tassel from the right side of their cap to the left. Following the recessional, the Alumni Association invites you to a reception on campus in the Dining Center. Directions can be found in the back of today's program. We warmly welcome you to the SNHU alumni community, and again, congratulations.
I want to thank the members of the New Hampshire Pipes and Drums for playing during our commencement exercises. I knew there'd be a beach ball somewhere before this was over. As the recessional begins, students are asked to remain in their rows until the platform party and the faculty have passed and then fall in line behind them. Guests are asked to meet their graduates outside the front entrance of the building or back on campus. Thank you again, and congratulations to the class of 2019.